There is a saying in Brazil that God created the world in 6 days, and on the 7th day, rather than resting, he devoted himself to creating Rio de Janeiro just for play. I have been to Rio more than 10 times. I have stood at the summit of Corcovado at sunset. I have walked the length of Copacabana at midnight. I have eaten feijoada in a restaurant that no longer exists. Sat with a cafezinho in a doorway while the rain came down on the mountains. Watched the favelas light up the hillsides after dark like something between sorrow and celebration. And every time, without exception, I have believed the same. Rio de Janeiro does something to a person that no photograph, no YouTube documentary, no travel blog has ever managed to accurately transmit. She rearranges you. She takes whatever idea you arrived with about beauty, about culture, about your own capacity for joy, and she expands it past what you believed was its limit. Then she lets you live inside that expansion for as long as you are wise enough to stay. This book is my attempt to do what those photographs and documentaries could not. Not to show you Rio, but to prepare you to see her yourself. To give you the mindset, the logistics, the street wisdom, the cultural context, and the philosophical framework that will allow you to arrive in the marvelous city and move through her with the confidence of someone who has been there before, even if it is your first time. I write from a specific vantage point. I am an African American man, a traveler, a scholar, a publisher, and an unapologetic advocate for the sovereign life. I have been to more than 20 countries. I have crossed the equator more than 10 times. I have taken my sons to Cairo and stood with them at the foot of monuments that our ancestors helped raise. And of all the destinations my passport has carried me to, none has claimed my spirit with the persistence and the tenderness of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The favelas illuminate the mountainsides at night. That is not a metaphor, it is a literal, visible fact from any elevated vantage point in the city. But it is also a metaphor. The people who live in those neighborhoods, imbued with African life, African rhythm, African faith, African resilience, are the ones who generated the culture that made Rio famous. The samba, the capoeira, the food, the warmth, the irrepressible insistence on joy even in the face of hardship. The favelas are not Rio's shame, they are Rio's origin story. And you cannot understand the marvelous city without understanding that. A doce vida, that is, the sweet life. You will hear it said and you will feel it lived all around you in Rio, in the Cariocas, moving their hips to samba on the sidewalk, in the cheerful babble of conversation over caipirinhas, in the couples who hold each other publicly and unself-consciously in a way that Americans, armored against one another, have largely forgotten how to do. Rio is not pretending to be happy. She is practicing joy as a discipline, as a cultural inheritance, as an act of resistance against everything that has tried to diminish her. That is what this book is about. Not just the logistics of getting there, though we will cover those in full detail. Not just the tourist landmarks, though we will walk through every one worth your time. But the deeper invitation that Rio extends to every person who crosses the equator to meet her. The invitation to live more freely, love more openly, move more deliberately, and understand your own life within the larger, richer context of human civilization on this extraordinary planet. Most people who dream of Brazil will never go. I have written this book to reduce that number by at least one. If that one person is you, then everything that follows is yours. Rondale L. Jordan, the Sovereign Professor.